All right, we are back on the road after a pretty uneventful evening in Goulburn. So yeah, we got in like maybe 3 or 3:30, pretty early for us. It was still light. We went and checked out our buddy back there, the big merino. He's a pretty majestic looking beast. Very stoic expression. Yeah, so anyway, we're back on the highway. This is the only way we can go at this point. I'd recommend anyone coming north, like, go the coastal way. The only reason we did this is because we wanted to go to Collector and do like the Dreamers Gate and stuff. If it wasn't for that, we would have gone straight to the coast. So if you don't care about that, just go to the coast. However, the end point is going to be maybe quite controversial.
We were headed for the infamous Belanglo State Forest. Most Australians watching this will already know all about the forest's reputation, but for those who don't, all will be revealed soon.
Alright, we just stopped for a KFC for lunch. Thought we'd be a bit dirty and treat ourselves to some greasy fast food. Wasn't much of a treat at all. The food was cold and the restaurant smelled of urine, so there's that. But yeah, we're back on the highway again. I mean, it's more of the same. But I think we're about 35k from, or maybe less, yeah, maybe 35k from Belanglo at this point. So yeah, I guess we'll see you when we get there. Okay, we just had the old cop diet of coffee and donuts. Didn't film any of it because I was too busy stuffing my face like a pig, so there you go. The road is now turned to gravel as we enter the area of Belanglo State Forest. Shouldn't be too long before we get in there. I think another maybe 3k or something. It's weird though, because like you can't even see forest at the minute. Look around, it's just like all paddock and stuff. Yeah. This place has such a strange vibe. There's like, sorry about the wind, just gonna have to deal. There's way more activity here than we thought. Like, we keep getting overtaken by cars, and we keep seeing cars parked places and people hanging out, and it's just weird. Like, why are there so many people in this weird remote bit of forest? Like, is it like dark tourism? Are they all here to like see, you know, the site of the grisly murders, or like what, you know? Like, it's really weird. I don't, it's kind of like freaking us out a tiny bit, because it's already like, obviously there's a bit of a dark energy about the place, not to sound too hippy dippy. Like, there's a bit of a sort of weird psychological kind of thing that happens to your mind when you come to a place like this. So you're sort of like just naturally on edge, you know, just because of the history of it. But so the fact that there's like loads of people here like hanging around for seemingly no reason, yeah, it's just, yeah, anyway, it's odd place, really odd place. So I guess we've solved the mystery of why there's so many people here, seeing as there's a massive free camp there that is, and it's the weekend and it's absolutely heaving with a strange combination of grey nomads, young like hippie looking city kids, and bogans, all existing happily in unity together. Anyway, it's a lot harder navigating this nasty four-wheel drive track when a four-wheel drive comes down every 2 minutes, so might take a little while to get here. Okay, so we finally made it to the memorial. Yeah, we've talked about coming here for quite a long time. Yeah, I'm not really too sure how I feel about it. It's Yeah, it's a strange place to be.
Between 1989 and 1992, 7 backpackers left Sydney and were never heard from again. Deborah Everest and James Gibson from Frankston, Victoria, Simone Schmiedel from Germany, Gabor Neugebauer and Anja Habschied, also from Germany, Caroline Clark and Joanne Walters from England and Wales. They were all between the ages of 19 and 22 and last seen hitchhiking south on the Hume Highway. On September 19, 1992, runners in Belanglo State Forest, a pine plantation 88 miles south of Sydney, stumbled across the body of Walters, partially concealed in the underbrush. A second body was discovered by police a short distance away and was positively identified as Walter's travel companion, Clark. Over the next year, police would uncover 5 more sets of remains buried in shallow graves throughout the forest. They caught a break in the case when a UK man named Paul Onions contacted the authorities and described a horrifying incident he had narrowly escaped. On January 25, 1990, Onions had accepted a ride out of the Sydney suburb of Liverpool from a man who called himself Bill. As they approached Belanglo State Forest, Bill suddenly stopped the car and pulled a gun on Onions, telling him he was about to be robbed. Onions managed to jump out of the car and flagged down a passing motorist, prompting Bill to shoot at him before speeding off. Onions reported the incident to local police, giving a detailed description of his assailant and his vehicle. Unfortunately, the police shelved that report and thought nothing of it until 2 years later. Onion's statement and later positive identification led to the arrest and conviction of Roads and Traffic Authority worker Ivan Milat, inside whose home items belonging to the 7 murdered backpackers were found. Milat never explained his motive and actually maintained his innocence. He died from cancer in 2019 while serving 7 consecutive life sentences. The memorial plaque in Belanglo State Forest lists the names and nationalities of the backpackers. It was unveiled on February 5, 1994, by then Premier of New South Wales, John Fahey.
Okay, so we had a couple of options. We could have gone back to that free camp we came by on the way in, but it's hella busy, no toilets, no privacy, no nothing. Hard ground, would have been miserable. There is another free camp like over that way that we were going to aim for, where, you know, there's like drop toilets and there's like a grassy area supposedly where you can put up a tent. Risky though, because I've seen pictures of that campsite that where it looks kind of boggy, like it looks like it doesn't drain well, and we've had a lot of rain lately, so and again, if the campsite without facilities is like really busy, the one with facilities, yeah, it could be a bit nuts. So anyway, as we were leaving, we stumbled across this spot. I don't know if you can see behind, yeah, just over there. Seems someone's had a fire pit in the past, so maybe we can even get a fire going. Yeah, anyway, long story short, I think this is where we're going to camp tonight. We've got a bit of privacy. We're not going to be near any other like noisy people. Like, they're all running chainsaws and all sorts. So I think this right here is going to be our spot, I reckon. There's a nice flat area. It looks like someone else has been here before us. So yeah, we'll get the tent up.
cycling the federal highway from Canberra to Goulburn via Collector, and then the notorious stretch of the Hume Highway to Belanglo, our plan was to cycle east and follow the coast to Sydney, where we'd arranged a warm shower stay. As we were leaving Canberra, Sydney's eastern suburbs had gone into lockdown following a coronavirus outbreak, but they were attempting to keep it contained so that the rest of the city could stay open. Unfortunately, we woke to some bad news.
Okay, good morning. Time for an update on the situation. So, New South Wales government have put the entirety of Sydney into lockdown. This happened yesterday, and we've spent all night kind of making arrangements and trying to figure out what we're going to do. Before, it was just the eastern suburbs, so we could have still made it through the city, still stayed there, whatever. But now it's the entire city. Not only is it the entire city, but it's the whole central coast, and even Wollongong to the south, and Wallandilly Shire, which is only 45k north of here. Like, we literally cannot go anywhere north of here without going into the like quarantine zone. So yeah, we've been like weighing up our options all night, and the options broadly seem to be either skip Sydney or go there and go straight into a lockdown. So unsurprisingly, we've decided to skip it. Really gutted about that. We really wanted to see Sydney. We've never been before. It would have been awesome. We had so many things we wanted to see and do there, but we don't want to go there and be stuck in a lockdown. We're not so scared about catching COVID, because we'd keep to ourselves anyway, but that's also a risk, you know. So yeah, I guess the plan is to just head north and come back and visit there another time. So the way we're going to do that is the warm showers host we were going to stay with has very kindly offered to pick us up and drive us around the city to Newcastle, which, that's insane. That's like more than a 3-hour drive. It's going to take him like 3 hours to get here, 3 hours to take us around there, and then he's going to drive home after that. It's nuts. Like, the kindness of people just outstand. It's unbelievable, you know. So yeah, so our plan now, we're just like packing up. We're going to head over to Moss Vale and just chill and drink coffee and hang out until he turns up. So yeah, he's gone to get a bike rack from someone else's house. Hopefully it like fits our bikes, and yeah, I guess we're going to Newcastle. Alright, so we just backtracked back out of Belanglo State Forest after a pretty nice camp actually. That was a really peaceful spot, we quite enjoyed it. Now we're going to temporarily join the highway just so that we can cross over it to go to Moss Vale, where we will be getting picked up and we'll be in for a long car journey. Hopefully this bike rack will fit our bikes. I know we've had some issues putting mine places because of the massive basket on the front, so yeah, let's see how this goes. Let's see what Moss Vale's like as well. So I think Moss Vale's like 10 or 11k now, and our ride is on his way there. So hopefully we can manage to get there before he does. I don't want him to be like waiting around or anything. Yeah, it's nice to be rid of that highway for good. How was the milkshake, Monster?
An actual American milkshake. So, here's the thing. In Australia and England too, just basically any place that isn't North America, when a restaurant says they have milkshakes, it's actually warm milk and like a tiny scoop of ice cream. So it's like this watery crap with like horrible fake syrup in it. It's disgusting. It's offensive. As an American, I take 100% offense at bad milkshakes. This, however, is a real milkshake with actual chocolate ice cream and thick malts in it. Perfect. So nice.
You. Oh, that's pretty good. Happy?
Yeah, really good.